Okay, so yeah, the Switch 2 Direct just happened, and wow. I mean, I don't even like that. That was an experience. If only I wasn't working. Like, I had to keep pausing it to like do work. Like, oh my god. Of course, they had to do it on the day that they did it. It kills me. So yeah, I'm blown away by that Direct. I think that these announcements in this Direct were some of the craziest announcements I think I've ever seen personally, like coming from Nintendo. I was like just nonstop, like every 2 seconds blown away by something new. So first off, Mario Kart World, huh? Was not expecting the title. I was sure it was going to be either Mario Kart 9 or 10. I thought I was leaning towards 9, but no, we've got Mario Kart World, an open world Mario Kart game. It looks incredible. Like it genuinely looks so good. I cannot wait to get my hands on it and mess around with it and play on it. And the online features that I was just hoping or predicting that they were going to have, and also hope, it was prediction and hoping that there was going to be improved online features on the new Switch. And that's what we've got. We've got, like, you know, you can be on a Discord call. That's what the C button is. It's the chat button. You can talk with your friends in a group chat, in a group call. That's so cool. And also with the cameras, like, and the way that the microphone, that is incredibly cool that we're going to have this online chat feature built into the system rather than having to be, because that's always been something that's clunky to me. It's like, yeah, you can sit on your Switch at like your desk on your computer. You could have it up on one screen and then your other monitor is like your Discord, or like you're at your couch and you've got Discord on your phone and you're talking to your friends on there. I don't know. It's always felt clunky to me to have to be on a separate app to communicate by voice when you're like playing on your Switch. And it's one of the reasons I don't really do it all that often. But now that it's going to be built into it, that is awesome. And it looks really cool. Fingers crossed that Nintendo is actually prepared for it and that they're going to pull it off, you know, adequately, right? Like it could go poorly if they don't really do a good job implementing it, but it seems like that's going to be a large aspect of the Switch 2. So it seems crazy to me to think that like they're not gonna do that part well, right? Like, I don't know. I think that I don't know, it looks really cool. The camera looks so cool, and implementing it into like the Mario Party Jamboree with mini games, that is so cool. That's unbelievably exciting. Like, oh my god, the mini games that they were showing off, the new ones look so cool. We finally had the mouse capability of the new Joy-Cons confirmed. I mean, we knew obviously that was happening, just from the fact that we saw it in the reveal trailer, and also there had been, you know, rumors and leaks ahead of time that it was going to be like that. And isn't this incredible? Like, there was in a way, there was reduced hype for the system because it had been leaked and there were so many rumors and, you know, like crazy. And so, you know, it's funny, like the system itself, the reveal was like not actually a reveal. I felt like I had already seen the entire system. But this, man, they kept things under wrap on the games and the software side, because this was like pretty much all brand new to me. And just one thing while I'm thinking about it that really shocked me, I mean, towards the end of the Direct, that really caught me off guard was, what was it called? It's like Dusk Bloods, the FromSoft game, exclusive to the Switch 2. Yeah, an exclusive FromSoft game to the Nintendo Switch. What? What world are we living in? That is just absurd. If you don't get how absurd that is, I mean, have we even had FromSoft game? I think they did the what are they called? You know, they had some of their games on the Switch, the original Switch. They ran decently well. People have regarded them as being like decent ports to the Switch. So, you know, they're on there, but it's just, you would never associate FromSoft and Nintendo. It's just like, they're so much more of like an adult, you know, video game studio, right? Like all of the Souls games, right? Those are not kids games, and Nintendo's always kind of had that brand friendly image. So I don't know, that was a surprise. And also, I just know how dedicated FromSoft fans are to FromSoft and their games. So, I mean, that is a system seller. Like, do not get it twisted. people will buy the Nintendo Switch 2 just to play the exclusive FromSoft game. So not only is that crazy from just the fact that Nintendo was able to pull that off, it's also crazy from a perspective of like FromSoft has so much faith, in Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch 2 that they are willing to make a deal and have an exclusive game on the Switch 2. That really says something about their expectations for the console. That's incredibly cool. So that was just, I had to, because I was going to forget about it if I didn't talk about it now. What else do we have? The Donkey Kong reveal at the end? What? Not a 3D Mario game? We're getting our second ever 3D Donkey Kong game? The first one since the Nintendo 64? And yeah, now we're finally seeing where this new Donkey Kong model is coming from. It's coming from this. People had speculated that the new model that we saw in the Mario Kart trailer in the original Switch 2 reveal video, direct rather, people were speculating that that was going to be the new model used in a new Donkey Kong game. I thought that made a lot of sense, and clearly that's the case. It's based off of the model in this new game. I think people are going to be really opinionated on whether they absolutely love or absolutely despise the model. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle where, like, I think it looks better seeing it in this trailer versus how it kind of looked in that original reveal for the Mario Kart game that was coming to the new Switch, right? So I think it already looks better, but now that I'm seeing, like, his little outfit with, like, he's wearing, like, what are they called? I can't even, the straps, the pants with the straps, I can't even remember. Overalls. He's wearing overalls. It's just weird. It doesn't really look like Donkey Kong, but at the same time, it's also cool, it's fresh, it's different, it's something unique. It looks good, and dude, the game looks incredible. I'm blown away by it. Digging through the ground, moving to the side, being able to rip rocks out of the ground and use them to break some other stuff. It looks like the environment is like 100%, interactable with, however you say that. You can interact with everything, it seems like. I want more. I need another trailer for that game. And I can't remember. I think it said it was July. It's coming July! That's like 3 months, dude. Woo! Oh my god. So that looked incredibly good. I think I'm just kind of like hyper-focusing on the end of the Direct because that's where I watched more recently. Because next I want to talk about Kirby Air Ride sequel. I don't know if you guys know about Kirby Air Ride, but it was originally a game for the GameCube that was kind of like, a Mario Kart sort of thing, but, Kirby. And it was a little different from Mario Kart in the way that there was this kind of open world minigame aspect of it. And as somebody who played this game a lot as a kid with my brother, it was genuinely one of my favorite games as a kid. I mean, we played it constantly. I must have put dozens of hours into this game as a kid. Dozens. Just playing over and over again the open world thing. Because the way that it would work, right, is you go into this open world and you can ride around and find like upgrades and find new ships. And then, after a certain amount of time elapsed, you would go into a race and you'd race based on the upgrades and the ship that you had found. But also when you were in the open world, you could interact with the other people that were in there. So you could go and like crash into their ships and blow up their ships. So, maybe they've been planning on, they've got a whole rig that they've got going and they're excited they're going to destroy you in the race. Then you find them and you blow it up and they're like, oh crap, I got to change course here. And also the fact, this new one, it's Sakurai. Maybe he did the original one. I don't know. Sakurai's the guy who directs the Smash Bros. Games, so they finally let him off his leash and let him do something other than Smash Brothers. So that's incredibly cool. I cannot tell you how much I loved Kirby Air Ride as a kid. Like, genuinely, some of my best memories as a kid are just playing Kirby Air Ride with my brother. I mean, we dug that game. I'm not exaggerating when I say we spent hours and hours and hours playing that game. So that is a shock. I did not... I figured Kirby Air Ride was just kind of like a one and done thing, relegated rather, back to the GameCube, long gone franchise, right? Not even a franchise because it was one game, but here we are getting a sequel That's shocking. That was a surprise. Something else that I noticed randomly, I saw they revealed that I think Street Fighter 6 is coming to the Switch too, and I don't really care about that, but I did see that they're making exclusive amiibos, so I guess amiibo support is continuing. I wasn't really sure. I figured amiibo support would at least continue, but I kind of felt like maybe amiibos were gonna be on their way out, like kind of seen as a thing of the past and slowly relegated aside, right? But no, amiibos are continuing on into the future. Who knows how much staying power they have? Is Nintendo going to continue to release amiibos for everything? I guess so. I just kind of had this feeling like amiibos might be over on the next generation, but they're continuing on, it seems. Okay, so what else? Towards the beginning of the trailer, what else did we have? The camera. We talked about that. That's very interesting. The online chat, very, very interesting. I don't think I really talked about Mario Kart World enough. I'm sorry, there's just so much that was revealed in this trailer that, like, my brain is starting to get scattered. Like, now, I gotta mention it. I gotta mention it now that it's just crossed my mind. Just a casual little 5-second clip of Silksong announcing that Silksong is coming to the Switch 2 in 2025. Not a big full reveal trailer or anything, just a little clip, just squeezed in amongst a bunch of other minor clips. What? I'm not even joking. That got more upvotes on Reddit. The little reveal for Silksong got more upvotes on Reddit than the Mario Kart World trailer did. It was like, the last time I looked, it was like 3,000 upvotes on the Silksong reveal. And well, obviously not a reveal, but like, you know, the little bit of footage that we saw and the fact that it's coming 2025. And then it was like 2,000 upvotes on the Mario Kart World, which it's like, Mario Kart World, they're banking on being the system seller, you know, for most people, which makes sense because it probably will be, but I just think it's funny, you know, that they, such a small little bit there, such a small detail within the full direct, but it's gotten more upvotes than the giant big Mario Kart World thing that they had. Drag X Drive, I've got to mention, it looks like they're kind of ARMS equivalent, you know, insofar as that it's a game that is like a little competitive game that is meant to show off the hardware capabilities of the Switch. Kind of interesting because, you know, that wouldn't really be a game that you could do on the computer because you only ever have one mouse on the computer, but you're gonna have like 2 mice, right? With the Switch 2, with the Joy-Cons. So that's kind of interesting. It doesn't look like it's gonna be a game for me, but I could see this being one of those games that gets just a really small but dedicated fan base. That looked pretty interesting. How about GameCube coming to the Nintendo Switch Online, right? Like, that's, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't really think that they were gonna bring GameCube, even though it makes sense that they brought GameCube because, as they said in the Direct, the GameCube came out in 2001. This is like a quarter-century old console. These games are classics now. You know, these are the games I grew up with when I was a kid, and I'm getting up there. I'm gonna be 27 in 2 weeks. And then also the reveal that we've got Wind Waker coming to the Nintendo Switch Online, which it's just like, that's crazy. I mean, that's so cool. People have been calling for Nintendo Switch, or sorry, for Wind Waker to come to the Nintendo Switch. Excuse me. I just didn't really expect it to be this way. I thought that they were probably gonna just port over from the Wii U the you know, HD version of Wind Waker, so that was a bit of a surprise. And that's also just, you know, super cool. And then we're getting a few other games as well that's really cool. Like I saw Chibi Robo, and then also, you know, like Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, another game that I had as a kid. I think I still have, which is such a unique and interesting Pokemon game. Pokemon Coliseum as well, I saw. Just incredibly interesting. I mean, we're gonna be eating good, man. I've never actually had the upgrade to the Nintendo Switch Online, but I might have to just go back and try out some of these games. They're also releasing like one of the wireless GameCube controllers that used to be on the GameCube, but like a Switch version of it. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be launch day that'll be out. So, you know me, I'll pick it up. Okay, so that was like a lot of the good stuff. I kind of want to talk about some of the bad stuff, which was not actually revealed in the Direct, but came after the Direct, that people have been posting about on Reddit already. I'm seeing the price of the console is $450. Yeesh. God damn, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be $400. I had seen people predicting $450 to $500, and damn, I am sad to say that they were correct in predicting that. I didn't think that it was going to be the case. I thought that was a little bit too much. You know, I thought that was a little bit too much. But even worse is some of the prices that we're seeing on the Switch 2 games. I haven't gotten like exact confirmation on how much it's going to be, but I've seen numbers that basically the Switch 2 games are going to be anywhere between like $80 to $90, which, how? That's just one of those things where you hear that and it kind of takes the wind out of your sails a little bit, and you're like, oh, $80 for a video game? Which, you know, I know, like, adjusted for inflation, that's kind of how much games used to cost. Like 20 years ago, games were like $100 if you adjust for inflation, like 20 years ago, whatever. So in a way, it's like they're catching up to how much they've always cost, but at the same time, I don't know if it's the right time for it, man. I mean, the economy's not the best at the moment, so I could see that hurting sales when people see, you know, especially like parents, right? Parents are gonna be like, oh, great, yeah, the Switch 2 looks great. I can't wait to get it for the Huh? $80 per game? You mean every time one of my little stupid Rugrats asks for a new game, it's going to be $80 out of my pocket? I don't know if I want to buy this thing. I don't know if I want that. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's really expensive. It seems like the upgrades, right, are going to be $20. Oh, and it also seems like this is kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. It seems like the digital versions of games are going to be less expensive than physical versions. That's a good thing in that it makes sense, right? The digital version, why would the digital version cost as much as a physical version? There are no costs associated with manufacturing and distributing the physical game. That makes no sense, right? Why would the price be the same? But also at the same time, the physical, they're still expensive. Like the digital games are going to be like $65, $70. Then the physical games are going to be like $80. It's just ridiculous. It's kind of almost an excuse to just charge more for the physical games, right? Rather than, I don't know. It's kind of whack. It like makes sense and it's a good thing, but also just the pricing scheme on the games is just whack. I'm nervous about that. We'll see. I mean, overall though, from all the reveals in this trailer, I'm getting nervous about getting my hand on one of these on day one. I think they're gonna sell out. I know what I was just saying with the you know, maybe putting off some consumers with the high prices, but still, I think that there was enough to bring people's attention and sell people on this device that I do genuinely think that there's a strong chance this thing sells out on day one. And I don't think that's hyperbolic. I don't think that's reactionary. I think that's like genuine. Like it could. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm so curious though. If you guys got this far into the video, just let me know what your thoughts are. Like, are you excited? Are you nervous? Like at what it's gonna be like? Were you disappointed? I know I was disappointed that there was no 3D Mario revealed. That was a surprise. I was certain we'd see 3D Mario. I'm still certain we'll see 3D Mario. Probably this year, like we'll see a trailer for it. I don't know if it'll release this year, but fingers crossed in the meantime that Donkey Kong Bonanza is gonna scratch that itch, right? So, I don't know. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Until then, keep on keeping on. I gotta think of a way to do outros now that I don't do the tax evaders, whatever. I gotta think of a new one. Anyway, goodbye.